Matt Hasselbeck, 18 years in the NFL, joins us live. I want to ask you about the Tush Push. You can tell from the committees, the league wants to get rid of it. And Jeffrey Lurie has, the Eagles are a respected franchise, and Jason Kelce, obviously. He's just one of those guys, the grinder. He's loved by the NFL community. Do you think, now it passes for a year. If I said 5 years, Tush Push, do you think it's going to last?
No, I don't think it's going to last. And I don't think they want to get rid of it. I just think they don't know what to do with it. They really don't. And it's, I think you said it earlier, it's a health and safety issue. That's how you move the needle on these things. There's probably just no data that shows that this is a play where people get injured. What the NFL doesn't want, they don't want wasted plays like the extra point when they moved it back. And they don't want plays that the injury rate goes up. You lose star players. I thought actually in the Super Bowl when Chris Jones went down, I thought, oh, well, if he gets hurt on this play, then this play has no future. But I just don't think the data's there. And, Jason Kelce talking to the team, to the competition committee, that's not unusual. Like I remember, one time on the extra point, they brought in Adam Vinatieri to talk about that extra point situation. They brought in different long snappers that had gotten hurt on extra point plays. And, they brought in special teams people to talk about the kickoff return. So it's not unusual. I just think that some people present their case better than others. And I would imagine Jason Kelce was probably pretty persuasive.
So on the Aaron Rodgers thing, at some point, players get older like Kirk Cousins, and you do have leverage because you have $200 million in the bank, and you don't want to play. And Aaron's certainly earned it. He's made a fortune. There's talk about personal stuff. My take has always been smart people are often too smart to try to fool me that they're interested in something that's not smart. Pittsburgh's a tone-deaf offensive culture. Minnesota is a really good offensive culture. If you were a quarterback and you maybe have a year or two left, of all the teams, New Orleans, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, what would be your process on eliminating and including teams? What does matter to an older quarterback?
Well, who likes me back? That's a really important thing. I've been seeing the reports that Aaron Rodgers would prefer Minnesota. Who would not? Everyone would. Great play caller, great head coach, great skill around you, amazing defense on the other side of the ball. Yeah, I get it. But they seem to be already settled on J.J. McCarthy as their quarterback. So I don't think, listen, the quarterback free agency situation when you're at the end of your career, it's very similar to musical chairs. There's only a certain amount of chairs. When the music stops, the music stops. And so I've been saying this for a long time. I believe I said it on your show. Aaron Rodgers is going to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All this other talk about all these other teams, it's not happening. I do not see it happening. There's no rush for a veteran quarterback. I think I said it on your show. There's no way he's signing before May 27th. Absolutely no way you sign before phase 3. There's no reason to, especially if you're a guy as experienced as A-Rod. So, to me, I think that June 9th time when they have that mandatory minicamp is all right, if it's not you, then we got to move on as the Steelers. But to me, listen, is it the best situation out there? No, but it needs to be mutual acceptance. And the music's about to stop soon here, and he's going to have to sit down or get out.
So I forget how you feel about Brock Purdy. I like him, but I do feel much like a Dak Prescott or a Tua, he needs an offensive coach. He's got to have some weaponry. His contract, now that it's all been laid out, is not as punitive as initially thought. But my take is older teams get hurt more often, and it takes longer to recover. So if you told me Trent Williams sprained a knee in week 2, I'd be like, this isn't going to be good. Whereas a guy like an Allen, a Lamar, a Burrow is more able to overcome that stuff. When you looked at the Brock Purdy numbers, knowing this is a pretty old team at running back, at linebacker, at left tackle, at tight end, are you good with it?
Well, a couple of things. As a quarterback who played on the old CBA, I see all of these quarterback numbers, and I'm like, wait, what? I feel like I was born at the wrong time. That's the first thing. But you like Brock Purdy. I love Brock Purdy. I put myself in the category of Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch. I think he's an absolute baller. I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the entire game. I think he does things that quarterbacks don't get credit for, things that don't show up on your passer rating. I think he's a really good player. I also think that this is kind of a team-friendly deal. He didn't handcuff them to the level that I believe that he could have. So I think this is a dangerous team. I think this is a team last year that had a terrible season. I think they could be a playoff team next year. I hear what you're saying about age and losing some other good players, but I think this is still a team that I believe in. And for a good part, yeah, he's a quarterback that needs a great coach and a great system. Great. What quarterback doesn't want that? So put me down as a team that believes in this quarterback. I like the signing, and I think this is a good team to watch this year.
Okay, I want to ask you about. I said it's a head coach quarterback league. Very few players, even a TJ Watt, are not worth a point. That's just the way the league is. You get the right coach and you get the right quarterback, you're going to win 65 to 75% of your games. You're going to win your division. It's why the AFC is so much easier to predict than the NFC, because you have more great quarterbacks. So I said there are 4 people of all the additions in the NFL that I think change outcomes. And my take was they were so bad at quarterback at Tennessee. I think Cam Ward will change outcomes. I think Vrabel takes over for a coach that was probably a coordinator, elevated to a spot that was a little much that early. I think Geno Smith is one of those guys nobody wants to admit. You give him time to throw in a run game, he's pretty good. And I do think Ben Johnson, this would be my most controversial based on Caleb Williams and your belief in him. Would you push back on any of these specifically?
I mean, I kind of agree with Cam Ward. He gives you something. I just don't know if anybody's going to care. It's kind of amazing to me, the lack of attention some teams get. Tennessee, Jacksonville, some of those teams. I feel like they deserve more. Mike Vrabel, I like that a lot. I don't think I would pin it just on Geno, though. I think for me, I think what's special about that, and I like Geno. I really like Geno a lot. I really think that Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, this weird Tom Brady involvement, I think that's probably the top addition for me. And, we got Ashton Genty, we got Mostert. Like, I think that really is going to be a team effort there. I don't know that I would put Geno as the face of it, even though I think I agree with you. Ben Johnson's interesting to me. I think he's going to be hired much like Sean McVay was. Sean McVay was hired to see if he could fix Goff and Gurley.
Right.
The LA Rams, I think they were St. Louis to LA, Todd Gurley, Jared Goff. Who's the right coach for those two guys? Ben Johnson's coming in to see if he can turn Caleb Williams into a quarterback who maximizes his potential, who realizes his potential. Last year, he just looked like a guy that was kind of massaging the ball in the pocket and then tried to be an athlete and outrun people. It would look like a college quarterback trying to play in the NFL. I think Ben Johnson's going to be the guy that either can or can't get Caleb to realize that potential. And Ben Johnson's not going anywhere. So this is, I think, a 1-year opportunity for Caleb to kind of prove that he is or isn't who we kind of thought he was before he was drafted.
Finally, you see the position of quarterback differently than us because you played it, your experience, you can coach it. If you look at Burrow, Andrew Luck, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, almost all the great quarterbacks, they're not slow builds. In September of the first year, Burrow was throwing for 325 yards with an atrocious O-line and a coach we didn't know. So generally, if you have it, we see it pretty quickly, especially for first-round quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels was like 28 of 31 in back-to-back weeks or thereabouts. How long, because I think the weapons in the O-line are pretty good now, how long will you give Caleb before you say, warning, I'm not, it can't just be wins, because you can win games in this league and not play well. What will you look for with Caleb based on what you've seen, and how long will you give him to become a hit?
I would have patience with him. I think he's got enough talent and enough upside to have patience with him. I don't think it's I don't think right away. I mean, Troy Aikman started out really poorly his rookie year. Like they didn't do well. Peyton Manning, I think he might have led the league in interceptions. Eli Manning got benched for Kurt Warner. There's all these stories of young quarterbacks. It doesn't start out well. Quarterback is such a team game. You need the people around you to play well. When you go to the team that has the first pick in the draft, they're usually not a great team. Now, in Caleb's situation, I believe they've built it really well around him, especially this year. And they blamed everybody else in the building besides him. And so now I just think the spotlight's going to be on him. I would have patience, but at the same time, I don't know if Chicago will. I think they open up against Brian Flores' defense. That's a beast of a defense with all their all-out pressure, their simulated pressure. I wouldn't wish that for any young quarterback, but at the end of the year, I think a decision will be made on him one way or the other. And it's just fair to say, if you watch the film, he's off to a very, very slow start.
Matt Hasselbeck on a Monday. Happy Memorial Day to you and your family. Appreciate it, bud.